The feature race then on Sunday's programme, the 1,000-metre Group 3 sprint, the Bohemia Sprint Trophy, is a handicap, of course, headed by the winner of 2016. That was Not Listening to Me, John Moore and Tommy Berry. Our Kippers, last start winner, Happy Valley of the 1,200. Bad Boy, even money favourite for this last year. Premier, unbeaten. Course and distance so far this season. House of Fun, unlucky not to beat him in actual fact. 2 or 3 starts back. Magic Legend's got a good course and distance record. Fabulous One's got pace. He'll go forward. My Little Friend, well, he will drop it back. That is his MO. We've made our way up to the touchscreen here to have a look at the speed map. Only 8 of them, Brett, to work around. And we've got definite go forward horses, definite go back. House of Fun found himself in all sorts of trouble on the rail last time over this trip, didn't he?
He did, yeah. He probably should have won, Andrew, no doubt about that. But it is quite a fascinating race. And I think the addition of Fabulous One in the race really is potentially going to test Premier because he's such a fast horse early. Bad Boy, we know, is a very good horse on his day. He's had a few little issues, a stable change as well. But his work and trials leading in are terrific. And we know when he runs his best races over the straight 1,000, he's a very hard horse to beat. Not Listening to Me obviously has all the class, and if they can get into a spot there, I think that's really an ideal position for him. And you've got Magic Legend as well, who's got a good record, course and distance, but you're right, the 2 back markers, primarily these 2 here, My Little Friend and Archippus. Let's not forget though, last start at the Valley, Archippus jumped beautifully and got right onto the back of the speed. He was sort of midfield, which is very rare for him. Never been racing better, I don't think, Archippus, so that gives him a great opportunity to pick up a Group 3 here, something I'm sure the connections would love. Yeah, he's been a great horse to them so far. Maybe another one, big payday still to come, Paul.
Yeah, hopefully for the connections there will be one. But track record-wise, here's Bad Boy. You can see he's going nicely here, a couple of even sectionals. Brett mentioned he was the favourite last time. He's $10. I wonder if the punters are going to come for you, Bad Boy. There he is coming down the street. He's going nicely. In his part 2, we thought we'd show him twice leading into this race. So he's had plenty of work going into this particular contest. Michael Freedman's got him now. Yeah,
12.49 pounds he is, Paul. So he's
a big boy.
He's pretty much around his sort of racing weight.
You need the pepper spray there. The Magic Legend, he's coming down nicely as well, under a really good hold here as well. He's really keen to get on with the job. Now, he's the opposite. He's only a small nipper compared to Bad Boy, but he does work well, and we know he's got plenty of ability.
Were you a nipper when you were a young lad, were you?
We don't call them nippers in New Zealand. I know what you mean, though. Yeah. Is it surf life?
Yeah, young surf lifesaver.
Surf lifesaver. There you go. Right. No, it wasn't.
Were you, Andrew?
No, we don't have it. In England.
Oh, right. Probably fair call.
Right, let's get back to business. Joe Moreira, he'll be on board at House of Fun here. What are his chances?
Joe, you ride House of Fun on the Group 3. Is he good enough to win at this level on Sunday?
I believe so. That's why I choose him as my ride. I had a bit to do with this guy, and he's been doing so well for me, so I'm quite excited and happy to have him as my ride.
Last time when you rode him, he was a bit unlucky when he was beaten by Premier. Do you think you can beat Premier this time around?
I believe so. When I rode him over the 1,000 metres where we got beaten by Premier, there was few issues that went against him, like he didn't really had a really good start, and then also in the last 150 metres I got a little bit of a traffic jam, and when he was able to get himself through the gap, he just came flashing home nearly to win. So based on that run, with the lightweight on his back at this time, I believe he's a winning chance.
How do you compare those 2 as horses? They're both horses you've had quite a bit to do with.
It's hard to measure how good they are, compare both, but what I can say is House of Fun was very unlucky not to beat a Premier 2 starts ago, if I'm not wrong, and I think this time can be his turn.
And more recently, you rode him in a barrier trial. How does he feel?
He felt great. He's going very well. I believe he's in a good shape, and we're going to find out on Sunday.
So he's already favourite House of Fun. I don't know if that's because Moreira's chosen him over Premier, but I think they're pretty closely matched, aren't they?
They are definitely. We saw that replay. He probably should have beaten Premier. So it's interesting. I'm thinking House of Fun might be finishing in front of Premier. I mean, it's going to be hard to get past. He's in great form, but I think this is going to be the testing material for him, Premier. I think you can look elsewhere, actually.
Yeah, there's not much between the 2 of them. Premier unbeaten this season. They're going to probably carry the same weight because Joe will probably be a pound over anyway. So about 115, and Premier's drawn 8. House of Fun's drawn 3.
Yeah, 8 and 8 run a field as well. He's right on the fence.
He's on the fence, and I just think he'll get the better run. So I am going to side with Premier over House of Fun.
I think, as I said before in the speed map, the addition of Fabulous 1 in the race just could be upsetting Premier a little bit slightly in the initial stages.
All right, we've seen them once. Let's have a look at them again. This time, the winner, and this is the race you were talking about, Brett, when he came a little bit closer to the speed. Can you see that? It's a nice donut, isn't it, for him? That's our Kippers. The other horses, though, House of Fun in the white jacket. And, of course, Fabulous 1 will be up on the speed. Yep.
Fabulous 1 not racing at his best at the moment. Straight 1,000 in this quality, I think, will test him. Archippus, he posied up so close. I've never seen him this close in the run before. He looked the winner a long way out, and that was the case. We know how strongly he can finish. I haven't seen him race better, so he's a genuine chance, I think, of picking up a Group 3. Yeah,
I've definitely got him in. I think he's in great form at the moment. He's getting on a little bit. He's been racing around here for a few years now, but the 1,000, genetics is a funny thing because his half-brother won a Derby. Have a go.
But he can sit back, he can flash home, or they can ride him a little bit differently.
That's right. You know he's going to close hard, so if he happens to posse up right on the back of the speed, which will be a frantic one, you would think, you'd be feeling confident about him as opposed to the horses that might be feeling a little bit in the final stages. All right, this is Bad Boy. So this is him trialling. Again, he's obviously had his issues along the way, but a stack of ability when he's right. He has.
Yeah. He went really well in this particular trial. He has trialled well. He's going nicely. He was favoured, as you mentioned, for this race last year. I think Amber Sky raced with him, didn't he? They were the favourites. They didn't feature, but not a bad trial from him leading in, and I think Michael Freeman's got him going well.
They ran a minute 46 in that trial, or he did, which is very fast in the mornings. When he has won this horse over the straight 1,000, he's had the 3 wins. He's run 55.5, 55.6, 55.8. None of the other horses in this race have broken 56. So if he can find that form, he'd be winning. All right, 8 runners, so you've got to leave 4 out, Paul. Who's in, who's out?
Well, I'm going to go with the John Size pair in this particular race. So I've got the 2 here, which is Premier on top to beat House of Fun. Don't see much between them. Archippus is going really nicely at the moment. And Bad Boy, you know, as Brett mentioned, if the force is with him, he's got that really good time going into this particular race. So let's see if he can run well. 4, 5, 2 and 3. But I'll play exotics because I don't think there's much between a whole host of them here.
I'm going to take a little chance with Bad Boy. I haven't seen him move that well for a long time. He probably will. He's a fast horse himself, but Premier and maybe Fabulous 1 might burn him off. He might have to sit in behind. But the work leading in suggests that this is a race that he's can win. It's probably his only chance of winning a race, really, I would have thought, this season. It's ideal, the situation for him. So him on top, I think it's been something that Michael Freeman's eyed off. Archippus, House of Fun, Premier. I'm going to play the 235 QQP. Look, I've left out Magic Legend as well. His efforts recently have been good. It's quite a fascinating race.
It is, certainly. I'll go with Class, though. Not Listening to Me has got a fantastic weight-carrying record, also giving lumps away here. All right, quick break for us. We've got another feature race coming up, though, next. That's the Pierce Memorial Challenge Cup.